In this video, we're going to go over player ratings and building your model as a team. Now, the best part about this is the fact that as a coach and as an organization, you have the ability to come in and construct your model however you wish. In this example here, you'll see that there's 5 stats that are being weighted, just like you see over here on the right. And these stats are points, minutes, 3-point percentage, assists per game, and rebounds. The best part about this is if you're building your model based on efficiency or usage or playmaking or defensive disruption or even foul discipline, you have the ability to come in and look at any of the stats, whether it's the team's percentage with that player on the floor, their individual share. You have total control over the stats that will end up driving your formula. And if you need to add more fields, just simply come in and you can add more fields as long as you go in and readjust those weights down below. Additionally, if you want to show those fields in the table as you're comparing, you can certainly do this. So keeping the same basic rudimentary formula that I have here, what I can do is I can go in, I'll turn these on in the table, and now you'll see when I go in and filter this that these basic stats are here. That's great and all, but let's go ahead and let's change these a little bit to be more of the advanced stats. So for scoring, maybe I want to prioritize usage. So we're going to weight usage at say 30%. I'm not really worried about minutes played. I care more about their on-court efficiency. So if I go their points per possession plus minus, I'm going to weight that at about a 20. I care maybe a little bit more about effective field goal percentage, and we'll weight that at 15. Their individual, if somebody really wants to care about their individual shooting share, you can do that as well. But I'm going to pick assists. We'll weight that at 10. Offensive rebound share, we'll rate that at 15. The other thing that I want to value is I want to value a player that, their team has had a low defensive efficiency. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that in here and we'll hit update. Now, you'll see all of these stats render for the table for this subset. So now what we're able to do is we're able to back that out. We're happy with our formula. We like how it rates out for our guys. Maybe we do, maybe we don't, but it now allows us to come in and back this out. So I'm going to go Big 12, ACC, SEC, Big East, and Big 10. And I just want to look at, say, guards, over 6'4". I want to sort it by points, but, I also, as I mentioned, I'm looking for a specific type of player that maybe has only played 16 to 22 minutes this season. So then I'll hit search. It will return me back the 60 players that meet that criteria sorted by points. Well, then what I can do is I can go in and I can turn on that rating. And I can then sort the table based off of the rating of the players in that subset. And then I can compare the stats based off of those. Now remember, these ratings, these are purely based off of the formula and the inputs that you have created up here. And so what we're seeing a lot of teams talk about is you're taking these third-party ratings that you're getting, and maybe you can control them, or maybe the inputs of some of them, but oftentimes you don't. And this allows you to back into and build a formula designed for your organization, built off of what you want. Now, as I mentioned, still use those if you find those valuable, but this allows you to supplement that much more. And we also understand that different members on staff want to see different things. You can come in and you can create multiple ratings. You may want to have a rating for bigs. You may want to have a rating for wings. You may want to have a rating for guards. You can control all of that. We can then go in and we can print this off. So I'm going to click this print window over here, and on the right-hand side, you're going to see a list of all the stats that are related to this table that we could go in and use. In the print window, you're going to be able to control exactly what stats you want to show. We realize that You can't drop this on everybody's desk and give them, the full context. You're going to have to strip this back to be the relevant information for the relevant parties that you want. So you can go in, you can turn on or turn off the relevant stats, print that off, and give it to the people that you need to. The other nice thing about this is if I want to create another rating, I simply come in, click add new. I can build my guards formula or my bigs formula or my next rating. And with that, I can just call this bigs, build out your formula however you want, click add. And so now you'll see the table entirely change based off of, the new rating that I've got. But where this really comes into place is when you go down to the boards, you can then use these different types of formulas directly on your board to show how the ratings compare player to player. Now, you may want to do this on the entire board. So I'll come in, I'll pull from my existing formulas, and I'll go ahead and save this, and we'll call this our player search index. We'll click add. And then I'll add my other rating here for our bigs, and I'll click add, and then we can go in and we can see those, and you can see where these ratings come into play along the way. And our crew at Just Play will have some standard formulas that you guys can use based off of position when you guys get going, but we wanted to get your guys' eyes on this because we think this is a really big piece of the workflow to really create proprietary information for you and your program, but to do so in a pretty simplified way. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, stay in the loop on our YouTube channel for more videos that are going to come out as we dive into position-specific ratings and formulas. Thanks.